how do we share the gospel through social media?
Yeah.
And I would have to say that you live it first, and then after that you say almost as little as possible in terms of being a proselytizer, and instead you just say what's in your heart, share, you know, how you feel.
I like that. Let's talk about this. Let's expound upon this idea of sharing the gospel, because we've all had the opportunity to see people that do it on the internet, and some are very, very good at it, and some are not. And we don't want to come across as being super pompous or overbearing or condescending either, but we also don't want to sound ridiculous or scary. And so we have to choose our words carefully. How do we do that so that we avoid those traps?
Well, one of the things that we're discovering, I think, is that the audience is changing, and in fact, social media is changing. You know, when we saw the article, remind me the name of the website that we read the article from about mommy bloggers, and how there is this contingent out there that is reading LDS women's blogs who are not LDS, and they're very interested in what's going on in our lives and what we're doing and what we are, you know, what we're blogging about. Right. I know that this phrase has come up before. You and I have had a good laugh at it from time to time, but there's real truth to the idea of an organic outgrowth, where what you say really has to be an outgrowth of how you really feel.
Yes.
And it also has to, I love this from Moroni. I love when he says, you know, you need to ask if these things are not true. If you approach what you're saying from a place of faith and belief, and then just be yourself, then you're close. You're close. You still, I think, have to be careful. What we also don't want to appear to be is afraid. You know, we don't want to be ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. You know, we don't want to come off that way either. We want to be, you know, an example of the believers.
And it's kind of a line too, because I think that people read our blogs, we don't know who's on the other end. We had a conversation, Brandon, where we were talking about that, how in order to really proclaim the gospel, we have to have really built a relationship with those people. So, and we talked about how people are reading our blogs and they know more about us than maybe, or our books, and know more about us than we know about them at all. So it's a kind of a fine line that we walk.
I think something that helps there is if you, you know, if you're going to try to tell someone else what they need to be doing, there needs to be some sort of relationship there. And in a blog, there's not a situation where that relationship can be there. You know, you're speaking to this wide variety of people. And so if you focused on how the gospel affected you and your life and what you like about it and how it strengthens you, like, then you kind of just become an example of somebody trying to live it. And,
like the PR thing, show me, don't tell me.
Yeah. And I think with that, it's hard to get offended if someone's saying, I like this because of this, and I like this because, you know, you're not saying you're doing something wrong or your religion's dumb, but you're just talking about what you like, you know? And I think if you're going to create curiosity in someone else, that's a good way to do it, is just to show that that you love it, that you live